Hey guppies, so I'm here with Mama Guppy.
Hi.
We're gonna be talking a little bit about a touchy subject. We're gonna be interviewing Mama Guppy real quick. So, you nervous?
Being nervous?
You should be.
Really?
I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it, and I'm just gonna ask you like right away.
Okay.
Do you feel like growing up you got religious trauma?
Yes, I actually did. I do feel that way. And, well, keep in mind, we were different times. So.
And you had strict parents.
And that, yeah. So my parents were not super extra strict.
Right.
So.
But growing up, you didn't grow up with just your mom and your dad.
No, it was we started with 5 of us. It was just my mom, my dad, my 2 siblings, myself, me being the oldest. And then my Dia came along, and
she was hyper religious.
And she still is.
She still is.
And
That's
she still
so
is.
true.
So, us growing up, going every Sunday to church and follow the rules. My mom, knowing everything about witchcraft, trying to keep it to herself
because she doesn't. Like, she's so big on not getting judged.
Yes, so my mom was the type of person that, ¿qué dirá la gente? What's other people gonna say? Right?
Big on perception.
Exactly. Yeah. So that would be the word.
That's so true.
So, and then my dad moving in with us was something that
changed a lot.
Changed a lot between. I mean, in everything.
Do you feel like it added more pressure?
It did, because at first, as far as I remember, so I used to go to church only with my grandma and grandpa at first.
Yeah, Catholic school, no?
Sundays, because I went to public school. So Saturday or Sunday we used to go to
La
iglesia to go to our, especially me since I was the oldest, to do the first communion and all the church stuff.
Right.
But my grandma and my mom, they're firm believers of there's always something bad and people doing bad things.
They believe in witchcraft?
They believed in witchcraft. Firmly believers in that. Even though they went to church, they were firmly believers. But then again, the idea came along that.
And they're like selective about what they believe in. Like, they acknowledge the bad, but choose not to even acknowledge like the good parts of it.
Yeah, I would say yes.
But that probably stems from like what they witnessed when they were kids.
Yes, so
that's traumatizing.
That was traumatizing for them, and then knowing the story. And they were small. My mom was one of the youngest, and she still remembers what happened to my big grandma.
Right, great grandma.
So my great grandma.
Like, let's talk a little bit about that. She died really horrific.
Yes, she was not. She was a person that no estaba enferma whatsoever. She was not a person that was sick at all. Eventually, I guess they wanted to do some witchcraft to my grandma.
The story goes like that.
Okay, so, but my grandma was not home, so whatever they threw at our door on my grandma, it ended up
on her mom.
On my mom. My big grandma, her mom. So along the way, I guess she started getting sick, and the death was not good, where maggots were coming out of her nose and ears, and I just, it was bad. It was buckets of it, from what I hear the story.
I heard that it was, Grandma says that she carried 6 buckets out.
Yeah, so it was 5 or 6. Even one of my other aunts stated it was like probably around that much. And she was also religious, and she believed in that as well. But that at the point that I guess they told her to start praying.
I feel like our whole family believes in witchcraft, but when that traumatic event happened, everybody just chose to decide not to go for it because the evil behind it too.
Because of what they saw. So they saw the evil part and not that good part of the
healing part. Yeah, I feel like that traumatized them.
Yeah, especially they were a lot of kids. So,
yeah, they were like so young.
So they were young, and so that starts from there.
Do you feel like you growing up with this religious trauma affected you in like a negative way right now, that like as an adult? Like, growing up with that, did it change anything with you?
It did.
The pressure?
The pressure that I had to be like a good girl, set good examples for my siblings, and then again I'm the oldest.
First child syndrome.
First child, and then I had to be like the good girl.
Right.
In everything. And then, don't do anything bad because God sees it all.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's bad. So you have to follow the rules. Remember, you go to church every Sunday, and then I had to, you know, follow. So it is.
Otherwise, you were like, God would shun you.
Exactly. But then, obviously, like we grew up like that,
right?
And I try not to do anything bad because of the same reason.
The religious
But
fear.
we knew. Then again, my siblings and I knew that there was witchcraft around us.
Well, all three of you practice it now.
Exactly.
All three of you.
So now we're open, you know,
Super open.
because we're adults.
I feel like I didn't grow up around religious trauma because I feel like I was pretty open. Grandma was open about talking with it. I would go with grandma to go do all of the botanica trips. I was there with like, you know, the chicken thing. I grew up around it and was open to it.
Then again,
it was different.
It's a different times. You're my kid and
it's different.
It was different. I raised you differently, and my mom, she's always been open. It's just that
you guys kind of overcame. Well, I feel like you guys, I mean, like your, you know, generation, like you, your siblings, your cousins, all broke those chains of strictness and religiousness with us, as in like me and like my cousins.
We did.
All of you.
And the reason why was because we all
grew up around traumatic things.
Traumatic stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of other things. So at this point, I remember having conversations with my extended family and my siblings saying we're not going to be this way with our kids.
Right.
And I guess at some point we did break the chains.
You did? Because I didn't grow up around any type of fear.
No, of course.
I've always been very open.
That's the reason why. And then again, different times, different stories.
Different times, different stories. That part, oh my gosh, yes.
Because my story is different, your story is different, completely, you know, even your sister's story is different.
Right.
We always said to ourselves when we're growing up, we're going to break this chain. And whenever I have my own kids, it's not going to be this way anymore because I want them to be free. I want them to choose what they want to do one day and
their dreams.
Their dreams, you know, and here we are.
Piggyback writing onto the topic about being the first child, right? I feel like you have black sheep syndrome. Like I feel like you feel like an outsider because you were pressured so much to come off as this like perfect child, image. Because you were the firstborn, so I feel like you kind of put that on yourself a little bit. Like you wanted to be like the perfect child for your parents and for your siblings?
Yes, because I didn't want to get in trouble. Then again, that comes from my parents were strict. So if I would put it this way, I think this would be an answer towards it. I could not ditch school because my mom was on top of it. She was always there. She would sneak on us and see we were at school, right? So at that point was like, dude, it can't do nothing wrong because my mom is watching.
There's always someone watching.
There's always someone watching, and that would.
I grew up around that. Like, grandma would always tell me, "Be careful what you do in the street. Be careful what you say. Be careful who you're talking to, because there's always someone watching you."
Yes, but hear this out. Back then, there was no phones to take. Here's a picture. Your kid's outside. You get it. So my parents were the type of parents, especially my mother, that would believe that one person
over your own kid.
Over my own kid. So she wouldn't investigate. There was times that she would investigate and make sure that
they weren't
lying. So
other times that she
wouldn't. So by the time we would, que nos castigaba, they were already, I'm sorry, I investigated it, but it was too late. Ya nos había castigado.
So you've always had that like feeling of needing to be perfect.
Yes.
Because of that. Right.
So, and I was taught you and Bree the same thing.
The public image part, but I never got reprimanded for doing anything.
That's why I always tell you, like, don't do anything bad.
To be fair, I'm not the type of person to do anything like negative. So to be honest, I'm just not.
And your sister either. But I've always taught you guys, what's wrong, what's right. You pick whatever you choose. There's two paths to
everything.
There's the right and there's the bad, right? So, and I never included church stuff.
Next topic. Do you feel like your journey with Lilith was mind-changing? Well, I know it was, but like, do you want to share one of your experiences? Like what happened to Jay?
It was it was
Scary.
scary.
That was not normal.
It was scary how that happened.
So physically.
It was literally physically.
Yeah.
And
The trauma stare were like.
it was. I never thought something like that would happen with working with Lilith.
On the first.
On the first, I was barely starting with her, so on the first go with her, that's what happened. Jay actually was the one who saw her first, and he even filmed it, if I'm not mistaken. I think he showed us the video.
I remember him showing Lucky barking at something, and him saying like in the video,
it
like
follow,
it's there,
it's there. Yeah. So.
Oh my God. How did that go down? Like.
We were arguing with Jay, and it just happened to be maybe 3 o'clock in the morning when we were arguing, and then a big figure, okay, put it this way, Maleficent, pero really tall, okay, and big figure, and I saw her. That's when I saw her. Jay saw her a few days before we argued, and then that day that we argued, I saw her, and she was just staring at me, and somehow, somewhere, it's like she was in my mind, and I told them stuff that ended that relationship.
So you had two experiences.
Uh-huh.
You saw her and he saw her.
Yes.
When you saw her, did you feel fear?
At first I did, because where I saw her,
yeah.
You know where the hallway going towards my mom's room?
Right.
Okay, so it's dark. Okay, mine and you.
It's dark.
So that's a start. So the hallway's super dark.
Always.
Okay, always. Especially at 3 o'clock in the morning, no one turns on the light. And the only light that was probably on was the restroom light.
Okay.
Okay, so the corner from the hallway from my mom's door and the gym door, it's dark.
Yeah.
So a big shadow, super tall, and at the same time beautiful body at this point, but I couldn't see her face, but only red eyes. That kind of scared me.
Right.
But
you thought you had seen the devil.
I thought I did. So my thing is that it's
religious trauma.
Religious trauma was like, what am I seeing? Should I start praying?
Should I start praying?
I was looking at it. It was actually behind Jay, because Jay was looking at me. So when I saw it,
you were like just shocked.
Yes, I was shocked, and I kind of stood quiet,
right.
And he was yelling at me, and then I was like,
and then the whole
other thought came.
Right. When he saw her, he panicked.
He panicked, and
he was scared.
He was, because remember how
he didn't sleep in that room anymore for like a few nights.
No, we ended up at the living room.
Yeah, because he was like scared.
Yeah, he was scared. He didn't want to stay there that night. And minding you, and then again, that was he saw her a few days before.
But like, what did he say?
Well, he stated that he saw a shadow first, but it was huge and it had horns. But he didn't know what it was, so he was scared.
But he filmed it.
So he might still have that video, or who knows. But then I was like crazy. He didn't want to know anything. But then he saw the video, and we see our dog Zan and Lucky barking at literally following that shadow and barking at the end of the day, barking at the ceiling.
I remember seeing the video, and I remember like he was filming, right, and he was like the ceiling, and I remember him saying in the video, "It's there, it's there." And then you straight up see like the shadow just. Whoosh.
Yeah, and that's all we saw, the shadow. But we didn't see a figure.
No.
And then, but I did see. I saw the figure. Like I said, it was tall. It's like seeing.
Giant? Like, would you say like 7 foot?
I would say like a 7 foot. I was gonna probably start with her. It wasn't something that we were fully. I was fully into it. Just yet, I was still afraid of.
Like everything that
would come with it. So when that happened, she was like, "Okay, get ready, because this is what's gonna happen."
You broke up with him
that same night.
3 a.m. fight.
3 a.m. exactly at 3 when I said what I said to her.
Right.
So that was like
of the relationship.
End of the relationship. The next day, he was gone.
A relationship that you had wanted to end, for sure, but like also so unexpected how fast.
Yeah, it was unexpected because I never thought it was gonna be that
Overnight.
quick and overnight, and I had already
Petitions her
started.
for it, yeah.
I already had barely started petitioning, like asking for help, and she did. She did it like.
That's like why now you're so loyal.
Yeah. So right now, this is the reason why
You've grown so like attached.
I grew up so attached to her. And,
That's
her velas
crazy.
never misses.
Yeah.
I always do a little her little rituals, nothing.
That's so insane. The
Yeah.
fact that like you guys both experienced different versions there, because he was freaked.
He was freaking out. I
Yeah.
remember that he freaked out, and then he's like, "Okay, let's not sleep here tonight
At all.
which we didn't. And I remember it's a Friday night.
Honestly speaking, though, I think that the whole journey that you've had with Lilith, that was probably like the most intense that I've seen by far. Because after that, I feel like she didn't really show herself as much. You could tell that she was there.
I would feel her. I know she was there.
But she wasn't as physical.
But she wasn't as physical, but those two times.
Those two
But I would say one of the time was just for him to
One
kind
time
of
for
scare
him.
him.
Yeah.
Just scare him off, like stop what you're doing to her.
That was
It's like, kind of like a warning.
Yeah. You think the journey, you would say that you would have to stay consistent with it and just overcome your fear?
Yeah, it was a consistency that I had to do in order to overcome my fear, because then again, it comes to the religious trauma where that's not good and that's bad, and praying to.
But do you think it opened you?
Yes, it did open a lot. My mind, my heart, and I welcomed it, and now it's different. Now I feel different.
Do you feel free, liberated? Like from the burden that you felt like you needed to be perfect and like, this perfect cookie cutter type of person? Do you feel?
Now I will tell you, I am free towards all of it. Now it's like.
You say it with like passion. Like, it's so funny.
Now I'm free towards it.
Oh
The
God.
reason why I say this is because.
You're free to be who you are.
Yes, I'm free to be, and I'm free to speak what I think.
Oh, yeah.
And lately, I'm the bad person now, but.
Well, because now you have a voice.
Because when you work with Lilith, it's something that
You find
with
within
her,
you, yeah.
with Lilith, something that you have to speak out and speak up and don't stay quiet. And if
Be
that's
bold.
not okay with you, then be bold and walk away.
Yeah.
And you know what to do. That's it. But do not let yourself, or do not let anybody step on you. And that, I think that.
Your bar is like high as fuck now.
So now it's like no, and you're done, or I'm done. This is what it is.
You don't let people. I would say that now you don't let people step on you.
Oh hell no, I don't.
That's fucking crazy.
Not even family, not even
Coworkers, friends.
especially no coworkers.
Yeah.
And family, I do have respect to some people,
But not everybody.
but not
deserves
everybody
it.
deserve
Mhm.
it. So, and that's what it is.
Do you think that now that you have these new boundaries set for yourself, you have become like a better person?
I have, yes.
Let's say there's someone with religious trauma and they're coming to seek help from you. What's like a piece of advice that you would give them? Aside from like, trying to get out of the situation.
I'm not good at giving advices, I would say.
But what's one thing that helped you?
One thing that helped me was trying to be myself and try to be more outspoken and more open to myself, and to believe in, especially to believe in myself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then nothing else happens. So, I think, and I'm hoping this is a good advice, is start with you.
Right.
Start having an open-minded and
Open-minded.
believe in yourself in order to overcome all this. It's hard because it's not easy.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, and I lived through it, and I would say that I'm still living through it day by day.
I feel like as someone who's seeing someone else, because I don't have religious trauma, but like seeing it from an outside perspective, I see the struggle. I see you like so hesitant to do certain things, but you obviously like overwrite that in your system.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta do it, and then you do it. But like,
yeah, because that would set me back.
yeah, I see the hesitation in you though. Like I see it when you're approaching like certain situations, you hesitate a lot. And I don't have that, you know, whether it be with spirituality or anything in my physical life. I don't hesitate. I'm the type of, I'm a go-getter.
Mama.
Yeah, like I'm a go-getter, you know. But like,
that's what I'm proud, Mama, because you're not like that, and I feel like I did good with you. And
you
your
did.
sister.
I feel like you gave us the environment to grow. You know what I mean?
That's why sometimes I feel like giving advices like
not
that, not my forte at all.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Creo que no lo es. I'm being honest. It's hard to give an advice to someone when I'm still working on myself.
Damn, that's so deep though.
You get it? So it's hard and
I'm just going day by day.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. Go day by day.
Try your best.
To family, I try my best to not be like they wanted me to be, you know, or who I was in the past.
You try so hard.
So I try so hard to be the person that they wanted me to be, but there's a saying, las personas cambian a la gente, you know, so.
That's so true.
People changes you, in either in a good way or in a bad way. If you're a good person and the person is, you know, slapping you in the face so many times, you get tired of it. And then when you become this other person, right? They're like, oh, well, you weren't like that. Porque cambiaste? But then they don't realize that they changed.
That's a lot also that goes into like overcoming religious trauma.
Yes.
Having to face the fear of other people just not accepting you for who you are.
And that was
what you believe in.
And that's another thing that I'm still
facing
a little bit. But now I'm like, no, I work with Lilith. This is not her, and guess what? That's not me. So now it's like someone comes over and starts blah 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 blah, and then I go blah 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 back.
You shoot it back.
It's not like that anymore.
Period.
And hey, even my mom says you have changed a lot. Pero ni modo, this is what I am.
At the end of the day, you need to realize that when you're going through anything regarding spirituality, the number one thing that you have to do is do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it for other people, you won't end up where you need to be.
It does. At the end of the day, it has to come from you.
Yeah.
It has to, and there's no other way.
There's no other way. Thank you for letting me interview the hell out of you. I'm so sorry if I made you relive like past traumas a little, maybe just like a little sizzle, but the guppies needed it, okay? So thank you for joining me today and doing this little interview with me. I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Thank you for not giving me trauma. We're gonna cap the video off now because we gotta go get some dinner. My stomach is grumbling. So I'll see you guys next time. I love you, guppies.
Bye.